I didn't want to say anything, but the glove bust on the other side.
Oh, wow.
Wow, yeah, you can see the padding coming out.
Yeah.
I didn't want to be wrong, but I'm like, I look like the glove. Oh.
And just like that, the greatest to ever live in this boxing game is correct again, as David Avanesyan's team officially files and lodges a complaint for how things were handled with Terence Crawford Glovegate in Omaha. Boom. You never know. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Now, in this video, fully expect me to talk my shit, but let me give you guys the facts first. David Avanesyan's team have officially lodged a complaint against their loss to Terence Crawford in Omaha, and that was because Crawford had this whole Glovegate controversy. Now, I highly suggest you hit the subscribe button. I'm the best in the business, the best that's ever done it, the best there is, the best there was, the best there ever will be. So I've already went over these things, so some of it and a lot of it is going to be a rehashing, but I highly suggest you check out some of those older videos. So in this complaint that is being lodged from David Avanesyan's team, they want answers for how things were handled. They feel that they were dealt a bad hand and not given the proper treatment. So of course the knockout loss is not going to sit well for them. So they're preparing for a legal battle and they want to rectify the situation. Now, this is so new and this is now official. They said they had to get their ducks in a row, and I've been following this case from the beginning, which we'll talk more about in the end. But it's official. They put an official complaint against Nebraska Athletic Commission on behalf of Avanesyan, addressing the manner in which the fight was allowed to continue, which created that controversy. It says, quote, "I have serious concerns over the issues that preceded the stoppage, specifically related to a clear and obvious defect in Terence Crawford's gloves and the origination of the same, which do not appear to be the exact gloves presented at the rules meeting." This is Neil Marsh, the manager of Avanesyan, right? And this is what he's saying to, and this is his complaint. "I am sure you are aware that prior to the knockout, both the referee and commission raised concern that the stuffing was visibly coming out of the split gloves Terence Crawford, which was sufficient for a timeout to be called. Referee correctly called the timeout and consulted the commission, and I assume the WBO supervisor who inspected the defective gloves before the referee stated, 'Let this round go, then go and get another one.' Allowing the fight to continue, in my view, was both irresponsible and negligent, and such action placed Avanesyan in additional danger." So right off rip, you can see how this is going. They're saying we have a formal complaint. What do you mean let the fight go on? And they also state the rules, which I already made an Ego Valley video. I'm the best that's ever done it. And the Ego Valley video showed you, the viewers, the actual commission rules in Nebraska where the fight was contested, and it does go against the commission's own rules. So there were people that said, "Oh, but Boxingego, oh, you hating on a black fight. Oh, but Boxingego, you hating on Bud." And I said the same thing. This is not even about me. I didn't bust Terence Crawford's gloves. I didn't knock David Avanesyan out. I don't work for the commission. I work for myself. So this don't have nothing to do with me. But these foolish infidels, these beta males, this is what they come with. When people don't have a solid, sound argument and they can't refute what you're saying, this is what people resort to: emotions. I'm not going off emotions. In my reports, I'm telling you what I'm seeing, and fair is fair, rules are rules. And now everything that I've said is now coming true. So the Bud Buddies is looking crazy out here. So in this complaint, they cite what I told you in the Ego Valley video, and it's the official rules per Nebraska. It says and stipulates, quote, "If a glove breaks or a string becomes untied during the bout, what would happen? The referee will instruct the timekeeper to address the glove issue, yada, yada, yada." And we know that didn't happen. We also heard the on-air talent Antonio Tarver, and Malinaji, and even Todd Grisham, and at least two of the three of them noticed, and from their vantage point, they were able to see that the glove was busted open. You could see on camera, the cameraman focused in on it, and you could see. So this really doesn't make sense. And the complaint says, rarely do new gloves disintegrate in this manner, and Everlast have vast experience in manufacturing, the complaint continues to point out. However, used gloves can split at the seams, which raise suspicions to whether these gloves have been previously worn, dried, and weaken the construction and stitching. However, whatever the cause, the fact remains that these gloves were defective, and this became apparent during the contest and even highlighted by the referee. No action was taken. Avanesyan was knocked out by a fighter wearing defective gloves and potentially dangerous gloves. I am sure I do not need to stress the legitimacy of this fight, and the result must be brought into question if these gloves are found to be contrary to the regulations. 1. When the commission approved these Everlast gloves for use, were they thoroughly inspected? Right? So these are just some of the questions that they're posing in this complaint. 2. Were the gloves put on Terence Crawford the same gloves, unworn and new, that were presented in the rules meeting? So again, they have a litany of questions. 3. Were the gloves sent directly to the commission in Everlast? And if they were not, were they provided in sealed manufacturer packaging of Everlast? Avanesyan's team confirmed that the print Everlast logo was not on the transparent sealed packaging that we are used to seeing. So they're saying it didn't look like it had the official, packaging of Everlast. 4, who added the TC logo to the gloves? Because Terence Crawford, his boy does, Steve Nelson, who fought on the card, he does like sewing or something. And I think he might have even designed Terence Crawford's outfit. So they're saying who put extra, like patches or TC logos and stuff on the glove? Was that done at Everlast? 5, did the gloves remain with the supervisor referee during the glove selection until presented in the locker room? 6, was the commission inspector in the dressing room? Did anyone from Crawford's team have access to the gloves? Why did the referee and commission not insist on the gloves being changed immediately? Did anyone, it's just, they have a whole bunch of questions. You guys get it. So that's the latest. This looks extremely bad. It was already a fight where no one gave Avanesyan a chance. Crawford in any gloves, maybe he would have had the same outcome. He's knocked out everyone at welterweight. But the point remains, this is why you follow the rules. If you can knock out a guy in a traditional way, and you can knock out a guy and there's nothing, like, you give people no out. And that's what Crawford and the commission should have done by insisting on the gloves just get removed. Because if Avanesyan got blasted out in plan B gloves or, an alternate pair of gloves, then they're just dead in the water. They have no complaint. But it's foolish to not follow the rules, and then you give people something to complain about because you do things the wrong way. And this is what I've said from day one. I showed you I'm the best. I keep proving I'm the best. People said I'm doing it for whatever reason, but now everything I said came true. This goes against the commission rules. You now give an argument and a leg to stand on for Avanesyan's team, and they're not liking it. They're trying to get, legal money or get it changed to a no contest or whatever they're after. They're not going to settle for it. And most people, I can't speak for everyone, but most people, I would say, you're not going to go out and sue somebody, or you're not going to lodge a formal complaint if you know off top that you have no case and that you will lose dead on arrival. So this was just foolish how it happened. And, again, Crawford can't change the commission, things like that, but it was a hometown fight. You chose to fight at home. You chose to not fight Errol Spence. You chose to fight, with BLK Prime, and people had so many questions and suspicions. And then now for the event to be marred with this black cloud or asterisk, it looks bad. And when I brought this stuff up, they said Ego Valley was hate. They say, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. Oh, Crawford would have knocked him out in any other glove. Like I said, if that's the case, then knock him out in the proper gloves collect your check, if you even collected your check in full, go home, and then you're good. You don't have no issues. You don't have nothing to explain. But when you do stuff and then it comes to bite you, then now you're in deep water, and you could have avoided that. And that's what happens when you do things the lazy and half-ass way. Like, let's say you're going to the store, and then you're like, oh, I don't need to put my seatbelt on. I'm just going around the corner. And then you don't put your seatbelt on. And the one time you don't put your seatbelt on, you get in a bad accident. And then now your injuries are worse than they could have been because you didn't put your seatbelt on, And that's kind of how things work. So that's why I urge people to just live righteously and just do what's right. If you see a piece of paper on the ground, you're about to walk and trample on top of it, just bend down and pick it up. Take the extra 2 seconds and bend it down and do what's right. Pick up the piece of paper or trash or whatever, instead in your own house, especially, and walk to the trash directly and throw it away. But when you don't follow rules, again, you give the ammunition to the other side. And now that's what Crawford's in. So can't nobody say nothing to me, because everything that's in this complaint, I've already went over. There were a lot of people, and they're trying to hide this, say, oh, you hating on Crawford and you don't want to give props. He would have knocked him out in any glove, and they blame me. So now you got a whole different situation. It reflects poorly on the victory. People, you just leave that asterisk for people. And this is all because of the commission's choice to allow the fight to continue. So bad look. I'm the best. Y'all knew that. I keep telling you, I'm the greatest. I shook up the world. The future is now. The Hibernation 5s by Kenichi Bear. Hybrid gaming and lifestyle headphones. Out of the box, you can connect to any console or PC. Bluetooth ready with a low latency USB adapter, color RGB, and extreme bass mode. The Hibernation 5s adjust to you. Whether you need a gaming, travel, gym, or lifestyle headphones, the Hibernations got you covered. The new Hibernation 5s, link in the description. Customize the way you hear the world. Welcome to the nation.